Hey everybody, welcome to Diva Dads, episode 28. I'm totally off. I'm Dana Martin.
I'm Rodney Bettis. There's a false start. All right, go ahead.
I'm Adrienne Dobson, and I'm having a great time.
I just said I've been off the show for 2 weeks, and I don't think I know what I'm doing right now. So.
Okay, well, why have you been off for 2 weeks, Dana? What have you been up to?
Well, I went to Walt Disney World in Florida, in Orlando, and it was almost everything that I could have imagined, minus Ariel. That was really the only thing that I didn't.
The creep factor. You're just really leaning into it too.
I did go through the Ariel ride, and was taking.
Did you just say you went through the areola?
Oh,
that's what it sounded like.
My mother is right here.
Hi, Terry.
I did take video in the Ariel ride, and while I was on the Ariel ride taking video, I was very strategic about cutting out Eric and just getting Ariel and all the video. It was pretty impressive.
Dana, we keep leaning into this. This isn't a good look. I don't know if you're confused about that or not, but it's not a good look.
It's all good.
Okay.
And then last week, we were all together last week.
Were we?
There was a Diva Dad TikTok that went out. You should check it out. It was really awesome and fun.
Slightly inappropriate.
Not what we were doing mostly. We had a show. Who wants to talk about that?
Well, it's in theater news, so we'll get to it.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to it.
Rodney, how has your week been?
My week's been okay. We did some testing at school this week. And so I had some kids that started with me at 7:45 in the morning, and they left me at 2:45 in the afternoon. So that was a very long time with the same group of kids.
That sounds terrible.
It's not too bad. If I were to handpick the kids that I would want to spend 7 hours with, it would be that group. So it was good. And
not
the
your
first,
own?
No. But we started the day off watching The Outsiders.
Ooh.
And but the most evil thing is I'm not spoiling anything if I say that there's a rumble at the end of this show, towards the end of the show. But right about the time they're going to start the rumble, there's this white screen that says, "What happens next? Speculate on your paper." And I was like, come on, man, show the rest of the movie. We don't get to see the iconic line of "Stay Golden Pony" and none of that stuff. That's it. I was I don't even know what to say. I was very upset.
I feel like that would only be a spoiler for Mike, and he's not here, so.
Yeah. He'd probably claim that he's not old enough to have seen it. But something else that I watched this week and was super confused. Mandy was like, I just want to see what this is about, and we watched Cats. So, not the movie version, but the 1998 actual performance thing of it.
That's so good.
Is it?
Yes.
It was that was the most confusing. I was like, all this is they're just introducing characters for 3 hours. It's
Andrew Lloyd Webber. That's what he does. You saw Joseph.
Were you in the episode that we talked about this?
Were you?
Yeah, but I hadn't seen it.
I was.
I hadn't seen the show.
Did Pickett like it?
Pickett didn't watch. He's not welcome in the living room.
Oh, because Pickett is a Jellicle cat. I don't know if you know that, but.
I guess. Because I don't know exactly. I actually looked it up. I was like, what is a Jellicle cat? They're just cats from the movie Cats.
See? What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
From a T.S. Eliot poem.
He's coming to introduce himself.
Yeah. Hi, Pickett.
Yeah, so I was texting Adrienne while I was watching it, what is this? How come that? I don't understand. The whole time. I'm so confused.
You're not meant to understand. You're meant to accept it and love it and embrace it.
How about the David Bowie-esque Rum Tum Tugger? Wasn't that fantastic?
He's so good. He's so good.
Agreed.
So people might notice that we're one dad short. Mike Kilgore is either in a cabin without internet or in a casino making bad choices. We can't remember which one he is right now, but he's gone.
Well, he did just pop into the chat, so
did he?
there is
His internet's good enough to be on YouTube.
Yeah, he can stream and watch us live, but he can't be on the show.
Perfect.
That's fine.
We do have Cynthia coming in to take his place, but she is checking into a hotel, which also sounds saucy. She'll be joining us in a little bit, so we can get right into theater news. How do you guys feel about Rocky?
It was really fun to get.
It was really fun.
It was really. it was amazing to get back into acting and doing stuff with everybody again. As everyone knows who watches the show, you love the community part of TTC and it being a community theater, and that's what I miss the most. And it was really awesome.
Okay, Eeyore, thank you.
Oh my gosh, is that how it's gonna? Fine.
There you go. Now it's gonna get better.
I'm not asking you to drink. I'm just asking you to put a little pep in your step. Oh, this is a bad choice. This is a bad choice. Dana, were you shocked the first time you showed up to rehearsal and you got zoomed around in that wheelchair?
Yes, I kept telling everyone that would push me after that first time, do not take the turns fast or the rubber will fall off the wheel. And every time it was a new person because of some of the stuff that had occurred, and it was, oh, yeah, the rubber fell off again. The rubber fell off again. And then at one point, it shot off the back, and Maddie had to pull like a matrix to not get hit by the flying rubber off the wheel of the wheelchair. So
worth it.
It was like there was real fear. I wasn't acting. Like it was.
I know.
It was scary.
Yeah,
it's a rickety chair.
It's not as rickety as the one that we used to use. So
I'm glad
you're welcome.
That one's not being used. Thank you.
But we were just emulating the movie. My mom is currently watching Snapchats of her grandchildren. Oh. Not distracting at all.
Mike Kilgore said he's actually making bad choices.
Okay, so he is in a casino somewhere in Louisiana. Awesome. Awesome. Rodney, how was your Rocky experience? Your first time in the spandex?
Oh, it was so great. He froze. Oh my goodness, that is great. Someone take a screenshot. This is amazing. All right. Well, how was it for you, Magenter?
Terrifying. So much fun. It was so like Rocky is so much just in my. Oh, bye, Rodney. It's very much just I other than that one line, it's just in my blood. So it was a lot of fun, but it was terrifying because anyone who's watching may or may not know, but we had some COVID scares along the way. And thankfully everyone within the cast was good, but man, that was a journey. It was stressful. Hi, Cynthia.
Hi.
It was really hard to keep that particular cast from touching each other because they love each other so much. And that's kind of what the show is all about. Goodness gracious. Speaking of cats and dogs all living together. Yeah, it was hard. Stop touching each other. I understand half of you live together, half of you are going to go like hang out together later, but right now, please keep your hands off each other. It was very stressful, but I think anyone who came to the show had a blast. We had great feedback from people who were there. Roger got to be there and enjoy it. He said he didn't remember the call outs as much as he'd wanted to, but he had a good time. Cynthia, how was your Rocky experience?
It was fun. It was fun, like dressing up and wearing the gear. It was stressful because I was the behind the scenes person. So for all the like getting the permits for the city, you don't think about all the things that have to be done behind the scenes. But I had a blast. I still have not seen the show all the way through, so I still consider myself, Rocky.
What a Rocky what?
What is it?
I don't know. Can I say it
Yes.
on the air? I am still a Rocky virgin,
Yeah.
so my Rocky virginity is intact. So, but what I saw, it looked like people were having a good time, especially the audience. I think it was good for them. They felt like excited, and that crowd, they love that show, and it was fun seeing them do the call outs.
Yeah. So Rodney, what was it like for you? First time in spandex? Well, probably not first time. First time in Rocky in spandex.
Wait, what do you know?
What?
No, it was super fun. It was awesome. It was a lot of waiting, honestly. Like, because I don't come in till like the middle of the first act. So, and since I have to stay out of sight, and we did it outside, I had to be way far back, so I didn't get to like enjoy the first of the show. Like you do in the wings and stuff. So, but it was still a lot of fun. I also had a lot of fun as the narrator. It's probably more fun as the narrator because you get to mess with people like the whole time. It was super fun to mess with Paul as the narrator. So we'll have a pearly moment. So yeah, it was it was a lot of fun.
So do y'all know what's coming immediately next for us?
At the theater?
Yeah.
No.
Cindy
Well, I do.
Who is officially making her return.
Nice.
For 4 nights, December 11th and 12th and 18th and 19th.
Okay.
Cindy's going to get tested for everything and going to go into lockdown. And we are going to have an indoor show since it's just one person singing. I got lots of ideas. I forgot this is a mirror. This is weird now.
Relax.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I started working a little bit today on it and I'm excited. So first indoor live show since March.
Awesome.
Wow.
Who's directing that show?
So TBD, but Cynthia and Adrienne Rowell are going to be helping me out quite a bit. But also, Cynthia, I had a light bulb today. I should go knocking on Beth Creel's door.
Oh yes, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
And see if she wants to come help out. I'm excited and scared. And then the other thing, the dads, y'all don't even really know how much you're involved in this, but starting in, maybe a week into December, we're going to be releasing chapters. Instead of doing a big Christmas holiday virtual thing, where we're going to be releasing chapters to a theater company carol starring the Diva Dads.
What?
I know. Dana, you're Scrooge.
Of course.
Typecast.
Yeah. Rodney, you're the ghost of Christmas past. Mike is the ghost of Christmas present. And then I'm going to be the very cynical ghost of Christmas future. Cynthia, I got some plans for you. I got a thought for Carrie. It's going to be fun. Don't worry. It's not going to be hard. You're not going to have to memorize much. So don't worry. Excited?
I would have thought one of the dads would have been Tiny Tim.
Rodney?
Diva Burn.
Oh, yes, that was
Is that a short joke?
Diva Burn. It's the.
I don't know.
I was thinking I was thinking a different kind of joke, but yes, a short joke.
Come here.
Right.
What do you mean what? Come here. Okay, is anyone sharing a screen?
No, I'm not.
I'm about to. Okay, ready? Yay!
Awesome.
It's the Roger Pine breakdown with Mark Dobson. Mark Dobson, describe the plot of Rocky Horror.
Oh, it's messed up. It makes no sense.
Did you see it when it was starting?
I saw it probably 15, 20 years ago, but I didn't finish it. You can't watch it on TV and enjoy it.
I do.
I do too, Mark.
You have to go see it in the theater with the accompaniment, the audience accompaniment, and that's the only way that makes it work.
So, but it makes sense to you now, then? What did you think of our only real dress and full tech rehearsal that you got to see?
Oh, I enjoyed it. I mean, you had all kinds of microphone problems. I
all kinds.
Hear the narrator.
He means Dustin.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't hear him either.
That's because Beth didn't have a script yet, which I didn't know. She didn't know when he was supposed to talk. Cool. Any final notes on the Rocky Horror Show?
It was fun. It was fun seeing it. Getting to see all y'all perform again. Yeah, I loved it.
Awesome.
Hey, Caden. That's my dad.
Hi, Gabe.
Perfect. And that was the Roger Pine breakdown starring Mark Dobson.
Nice.
Question.
Mark.
Time for a drink?
Yes, that would be perfect. All right.
So, we're going back to the Irish island. It's my island.
How long
We're
are we
going
going
to
to
make-
make this accent?
An Irish coffee steak. So we're going to need a blender. And you're
My
going
wig.
to need... I'm going to need Dana to stop talking because it messes me up. All right. You're going to need some ice cream. So I'm going to get 1 scoop and maybe a half.
Basically milk.
Yes.
There was the second scoop.
Yeah.
Very sweet milk. All right. The other thing that I found at Spix was Jameson cold brew. So you take your favorite Jameson and you mix it with your cold brew coffee. Eh? So we're Irish, so
That sounded like New York Irish, but go ahead. Yeah.
Sounds like something.
then you're gonna mix a little cream in there. This is cream liqueur from Michael's. Eh? I'm gonna put a couple shots in there. Okay, all right. Pop the lid on. It's frappe.
Does anybody ever pay attention to this segment?
No, Debbie actively skips forward in the podcast version.
Then
Ooh,
you get
chocolate.
the Hershey syrup.
You didn't do your influencer pose.
Oh my god.
And you put it in the glass there, and then you pour it in so it's nice and bougie.
That's a margarita glass.
You're a margarita glass.
The glass isn't full, Rodney.
It won't be even this full for very long.
Is it good?
It is freaking remarkable. I don't think it's very good for my waistline, but who cares about that these days? Look at how nice it is.
That's pretty cool, man.
It looks pretty.
So bougie.
It looks really good. Cynthia, where are you? What's going on with you right now?
I am in Fort Worth, and I am running a race tomorrow. I'm surprised it wasn't canceled, but I'm running a half marathon tomorrow. So
Hey.
I have like one friend, and we get along really well because we're both introverts, and so we're doing a girls' weekend in separate hotel rooms. So I think she went to go buy bananas. She's going to drop them off, and then she's going back to her room and going to sleep. And this works out well. So
Do you want to know why he's in town?
why is he in town?
Is there another 5K? Yeah.
He-
That's it.
He's in town because he was asked to recock my brother's shower last weekend. But instead of doing that, he decided to assist him with some plumbing issue that didn't really exist until he started working on it. And so he flooded their bedroom and hallway.
Nice.
So he showed up to replace flooring, but apparently that flooring no longer exists and they can't find it. So
Oh,
we're just
no.
hanging out. Did that make you run away? You don't want to be on the show anymore?
Bring that up.
Okay. Well, okay. Speaking of tears, it's time for the next bit.
Yes, when Kay cries, except for I'm not sure what she's going to be talking about.
I actually didn't watch it either, but that's because Keith was here. So we're just going to go right to it.
Are you going to play it?
I am. If this one ever plays, this is always the one that I have trouble with. But maybe? Nope. It's only going to share on this. So give me 1 second. Dun, 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 dun.
My drink's almost gone.
Wow.
You can't
Good
drink
for
it that
you.
fast. You show it to get a stomachache.
It's because it's basically a milkshake. It's delicious.
Play.
When Kate cries.
Hey everybody! This week, when Kate cries, I always try to involve the guest for the week. And there have been so many times that I have laughed and cried with Keith Owen. But probably the show that I'll say I cried the most in is Jesus Christ Superstar. When I performed that every day, specifically when Zach Reeves sang Gethsemane, I always would watch off stage. And it really like helped me mentally. Also, it was really great to watch him perform that song. And I cried every time we performed that show. And like rehearsals too, so that's like kind of sad. But the reason why I wanted to involve Keith in this is because he had to wear a black bodysuit that covered his face.
Oh God.
And I still, to this day, cry laughing, thinking about how much he hated that costume and how he said he would never wear it again. And then I don't even think a year later, maybe a couple years, he was Flotsam in Little Mermaid, and he had to wear that same black
bodysuit.
And when I found out this news from New York,
am I on live right now?
Lost it. I lost my mind, and then the tears went out. So that's kind of like a 3-for-1. Keith, I love you so much. I hope everyone's staying safe, and talk to y'all later.
When Kate cries.
So, welcome, Keith, to the show.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Would you expect any other kind of introduction, honestly?
Oh my gosh.
Hey, guys.
Cynthia, do you want to give him a little bit of an introduction?
Welcome to Keith Owen. He is our resident go-to guy for so many things. He can be seen on stage in bodysuits and multiple shows. He also is a casual model and a dancer. He was just seen in Rocky backstage as our stage manager. He's a man who wears many hats. We are really privileged and lucky to have Keith Owen, also affectionately known around the theater community as Kiki. Welcome.
What's up, you guys?
Many hats and many bodysuits.
Yes.
Including the one I'm wearing tonight.
Hey, stand up. Give us a full twirl.
Okay, let me scoot back. Hold on.
Just seen it.
Here's the full thing.
I love it.
I came dressed up for you guys tonight, so you're welcome.
Your hair's on point too.
Thank you. Like I said, I actually tried today. So it's funny what a little bit of effort does, but.
Well, we're glad you're here. How was your day?
It's been a great day. I've been off work all day today, so I've been just resting at home, relaxing, getting ready for the rest of the weekend. I got to go eat at the Village for lunch today, which was really nice. They have some beautiful artwork up right now that's new, so y'all should definitely go check it out. And yeah, I got ready for the show. It's been a really, really relaxing day.
What else did you do?
Oh, and I filmed a TikTok today with my friend Adrienne.
Yes.
You guys,
Dana.
Here's the thing. Adrienne and I get together. How many takes does it take? 1, maybe 2? 1. We got the shot in 1 take. No rehearsal, nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
We're waiting on you now.
Too bad there's not any proof of that one rehearsal.
Listen, proof's in the pudding, honey. Proof in the pudding.
I was realizing today that I have yet to post a TikTok. And
we know.
And I was like, oh, they said this would be easy. And I was like, I saw Mike do it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I could do that. And then I saw you two, and I was like, oh, I look terrible. I don't want to do it.
The reason why I sent it is because a grandpa did it. I was like, hey, attainable.
And
You
I'm
guys
a grandpa.
could do that.
I could
Dana,
totally
you
do
can
this.
do that.
See? You can do it. We believe in you. Cynthia,
I believed in you.
you can smoke this one. Do it.
Okay.
Have they seen your favorite?
Have they seen my favorite? I think I might have shared my favorite. I can share that with them later. I have one that always brings like a pure shot of serotonin. I'll share with y'all later. It's my favorite. Keith, tell us a little bit about your journey with the theater company, how you found us, and how long you've been around.
So my journey started back in 2005. I auditioned for Beauty and the Beast, and I was probably in like 4th grade, 5th grade, I want to say. And so I'm a Bryan College Station native. I've lived here my entire life, but I actually learned about the theater from the Frost family. They have done a lot of shows. Katie has been in a lot of productions and directed some of the junior shows, but I found out from them. They told my mom, and then my mom brought me to the theater, and I auditioned for Beauty and the Beast, and I was casted in the ensemble. And I did a lot of shows growing up in like the younger years. And then once I got to high school, I kind of took a break from theater and focused more on like school productions. I was doing a lot of shows with my choir and then with the theater department at Bryan High. And then when I got to college, the theater brought me back, and I was fortunate enough to do Jesus Christ Superstar. Actually, it's where I met Cynthia. And Kate Mitchell was the one who was like, you need to ask Randy to do it. You need to ask Randy to do it. And so I messaged Randy and I was like, I know it's been a minute, but would you, I heard you needed people for the show. And he was like, come on. And so I was able to do that show and meet some incredible people. And then from there, I just started getting more involved. I did The Little Mermaid, where I was Flotsam, not Jetsam. And I was also in Camelot. I played Mordred, which was an incredible role. And now I'm still involved with theater, just in a different light. I've been working more behind the scenes, which has been a really amazing experience because it's so fun to see the people that you love and you cherish, like, do what they love, and like to be able to be involved still like makes my heart so happy. So getting to do that has been incredible. I was able to stage manage Rocky this past weekend, which was amazing. And so yeah, now I'm TTC, both front and I guess, or performer and backstage crew member now. So
were you about to say front and back?
I was gonna say front of house and back of house, but I was like, that's in like restaurant terms, and I don't think people would understand that.
We still have a house. It's okay.
But yeah, that's my journey.
He's adaptable like Brad.
Listen, honey, I can do anything.
You said you wouldn't tell.
Dana, you want to get us started?
Oh.
Dana, how you feeling?
I'm feeling better.
Have you started drinking yet, Dana?
Yes, I have.
You have. Okay, great. Awesome.
So, old Adrienne Rao. She
Old?
Not old. Old.
You're
O-L
so
apostrophe.
much trouble.
Rao, don't listen to him. Play it back. I said old. O-L.
Yeah.
That's still old.
Should we be fooled by the rocks that you've got? Are you still Kiki from the block?
Listen, honey, I've always been Kiki from the block, and I'm never gonna change. So what's good? What's good?
Isn't one of your handles Kiki from the block?
All of them.
That's my Instagram and my TikTok handle that I learned today, because I have also never posted a TikTok. But Adrienne tagged me in ours today, so I feel like I have now.
You do. You're part of it all.
I'm
So
part
how
of the
did-
community.
Did Kiki come about through theater, or was that?
What just happened?
My setup just fell dramatically. That was so sad. Oh my gosh. I apologize for my behavior.
Oh, why don't I have replay? This is
We don't need to see that again.
Oh my gosh. Kiki, that was your question, Cynthia?
I was just saying, how did Kiki come about?
It started at my job. One of my coworkers called me.
Oh shoot, I clicked the wrong thing. Oh my god. Sorry, hold on. Sorry, Kiki.
Oh no.
Maybe you should take a nap,
So-
Dana. Maybe a nap was essential.
I should have taken a nap. Yeah, we gotta. Okay, there we go.
gosh.
Nope. Yeah. Okay.
There we go. We're back. Everybody, everything's good.
Oh my god.
Kiki, are you home alone right now?
No, I'm pretty sure Taylor and Taylor are in the other room. So
Perfect. So we're
Hey,
expecting an
okay.
appearance.
Kiki.
potentially, yes.
So, how did Kiki come about?
So it started at my job. One of my coworkers called me, and I've always liked the nickname Kiki. I've always called myself that. So when he started calling me that, I started like making it more apparent. And then I think it just kind of spread like wildfire, honestly, after that. So I'm proud to don the name. It's very fitting of my personality, I feel.
Yeah, it's we were trying to think before the show if we had ever referred to you as Keith or if it had always been Kiki. And yeah, I think we determined that Dana has always referred to you as Kiki.
Yeah.
I think I'll still slip in a Keith now and again.
Well, and I appreciate that. It's very formal.
Yeah. I like to keep it proper.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
With that hat.
So Brittany Green has a question for you.
Okay.
She wants to know what was it like to grow up in the theater, and how have those relationships help shape you? There you go.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question. So growing up in the theater, it was really great because I got to explore a new facet that I had never done before. The theater company was like my first time actually ever doing really musical theater. I had performed in like church choir and other areas, but I never like added the acting element into performing. And so I've always loved being on stage, and I've always loved, you know, singing songs and all of that. But adding the dancing and then adding the theater was just like the icing on the cake. And like to this day, I mean, I live with two other people who I met through the theater, and I have really strong relationships with my theater family. And I know that I can count on them for anything. So it's like, what I love about our community is that we accept everybody for who they are and not judge them for anything other than exactly who they present themselves to be. So it's like, it's very special, and it's a really unique community that I'm still happy to have to this day.
Great.
Good answer?
Good answer.
Good answer. Were you given
Okay,
these
so
questions in
I
advance?
had a question. I'm up
Okay.
next, right? Am I up next?
Yes.
Yep.
Go
So-
for it, Cynthia.
Kiki, I sleep with a pillowcase with Gabriella and Troy Bolton on it because I am the biggest High School Musical fan.
Okay.
And I saw a picture of you, young Keith, on the TTC stage in High School Musical. And I
my
freaked
God.
out. You were wearing the Wildcats uniform. Like my heart went pitter
I was
patter.
I'm not even kidding, Cynthia. I think I was in 6th grade.
You were
I'm pretty
so
sure.
tall.
I was
You were
very tall for
tall.
my age, but oh my God, that was like when I was going through puberty, like full on. Like, we have the DVD, we'll watch it. It's just, it's a journey. It's a journey.
There was a July 4th a couple of years ago where you and Kelsey busted it out. Wow.
Yeah.
I
It's
have to see this.
a journey.
Who
And then
played?
the best part of it, though, is that at the very end, we do like a credits, and it includes every single member of the cast. So all of the kids who were involved are in it. And when it's my turn to go, I literally, because my character was Zeke, and he's the kid who likes to bake. And so I had this pie, but it just literally had shaving cream, not whipped cream, shaving cream on it. And during the credits, when it was my turn to go, because I went after my sister, I go up, I hold the shaving cream pie dish in my hand, and I go, I'm not even kidding you. And I'm in 6th grade, and I'm like, who is this person? Why did I do that? Why did I think, wow, this is a really good choice? You know what I mean? That's what I'm like. Where did I think that was like wise?
I have no
So, yeah.
words.
So who
That's
played Troy Bolton in that?
Michael Green. He is actually Mike Green, and then his wife, I can't remember her name. Their
Kathy.
son.
Oh, well, Mike
He
and
did-
Pam.
Yeah, Mike and Pam, there you go. Their son was also very involved in theater. He's actually the story that Adrienne and I kind of tell about Joseph. He's the guy who like came in last second and played
When someone
the
else was
Pharaoh,
elected.
aka Elvis. Yeah. So he's, in my mind, he's a legend because he literally did that, and he wasn't even in the show. He was literally the lights guy.
No, he
And
was
they were-
in the audience that day.
Oh, he was in the audience?
He was just in the audience that day. and he had been in it the time before and played young Benjamin, and he just knew the show and loved it. So when they arrested the Pharaoh at intermission with Randy and Michael's dad, Mike, who was a former board president, are begging the cops, just, oh my gosh, give us 45 more minutes, please. And they hauled him off, and little Michael Green puts on the wig, gets up on stage, and Stacey Erskine just kind of guides him around the blocking.
He's like dancing like this. He's like,
yeah,
I don't know what's going on, but I know
the words, and that's what was so important.
Exactly. He did like literally that whole experience was so amazing for him, because like it made him just look like amazing, because he just stepped on stage from the audience. Like, what the heck? Who does
the same thing happened in Singing in the Rain, when it was right when like the West Nile virus had like hit our area, and Damon Wallace, they thought he got West Nile, so he had to drop the show like, you know, a ways into rehearsals, and Michael Green came in to play the Cosmo role, the make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh.
Oh my gosh, he's amazing. He's so amazing.
Troy Bolton. And who was Gabrielle?
My sister, Carrie Taylor Owen. Oh, Carrie Taylor Owen Qualls. She's married now. Yes, my sister did theater as well growing up, and she was Gabriella. She was Marty in Grease. She was in Sweet Charity with us. Yeah. She was she did Joseph. She was in her first show was West Side Story.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I actually met your sister because Randy and I used to go eat lunch, and one of his favorite places was Wings and More.
Yeah.
And she waited on us, and it was so annoying going out to eat with Randy because he always knew someone, and he chastised your sister and said, "When are you going to get back on stage? We need you on stage again." Carrie. Yeah.
Yeah. She was always like, I remember even like we did the pajama game. He like had her play this character named Poopsie, and I just remember he like came up to her afterwards and like was so complimentary of her, because she was she still is. She's a really great performer, and
incredible dancer. She could sing. She's funny. Yeah. She's so funny.
Yeah, I love her.
Where is she now?
She lives in Waco with her husband. She's been up there for a few years now, but she met him they did a mission trip together, and they fell in love, and now they're married and live in Waco.
Nice.
Yeah.
So did she have anything to do with you discovering your love of theater? Brittany wants to know when that happened.
She actually came to theater after I did. She was not a theater girl. I want to say like West Side Story was like her first real experience with doing theater at TTC and in general as well. I mean, theater had always been like a part of like my academia, like with school. Our music program would always do a show, like each grade level would do a show. And so like in kindergarten, our play was like, it's a jungle out there. And I was the lion, like I was the king lion of the entire kindergarten grade. And so that was my first experience with like theater, but like it really wasn't, because I mean, we weren't really acting at all. We were just talking into a microphone. So, but
not
no,
your
like
last
really,
time as an animal either.
What's funny is I would play a lion later in Wizard of Oz. So, no, my first real true theater experience was probably with the theater company auditioning for Beauty and the Beast, because I had really never done a musical before. I'd always just performed like with choir or with church, you know, whatever facet I was in, I would always just perform, you know, some kind of song. I would never do like the dancing or the acting with it as well. So yeah, TTC is where it all began.
I was not so much referring to your time as a lion, but your time as a very cute frog.
Oh my gosh, that frog costume. Girl.
I think we've shown that picture on the show before.
We have with Stephanie Dew.
Yep.
Have you shown the cast photo? Is that the one you're talking about?
Both.
What was going through my head? Like, was I on something? Like, I don't understand.
You were on a lot of attitude for that age, is what I can say.
I will agree with you, because literally I was like in my head thinking, oh, it's going to be funny if I like pretend like I'm just this really angry frog, but it looks like I'm possessed, honestly, in that photo.
Well, there's no
It's
way you
terrifying.
could be angry at anyone, as far as we know. Though Mike's not here physically, in spirit, he left a question behind, which is,
Okay.
how are you one of the nicest human beings on this planet? Like, for real. Tell us your secret.
Be a nice person.
Choose kindness, as some would say.
Thank you. No, I think it's so funny. People will like be like, you know, like, what's the positivity about? And I'm like, I'm sorry that I'm genuinely like this type of person. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's so much easier to choose happiness and joy over like hanging on the negative and, you know, lingering on the things that don't bring you up, that push you down. And so maybe, you know, that's what it is just, you know, not letting the crap in this world get you down.
Well, it's contagious.
You're contagious.
Is it, Dana? Is it?
Yeah,
contagious,
You need to
Dana?
go see a doctor. because
Yeah,
you're
thank you.
contagious.
Yeah.
Why is that weird? I was like his attitude.
Because this is how that Keith, before you got on, this is what happened when we asked him how Disney World was. It was a lot of fun.
Are you kidding me?
What was it like to be in Rocky again? I had a great time.
Where is your soul, sir?
It's being poured down right now. We'll get there.
Okay, good. Jesus.
So, Keith, what? I saw the picture today from Beauty and the Beast. How old were you, and when were you?
I want to say I was like 4th or 5th grade. It was in 2005, right?
Yeah.
Cute as a button.
So, yeah, probably like 4th or 5th grade. I was what, like 8 or 9?
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Were you one of the plates, the little spinning plates?
No. So I was, this was really cool. I was one of the puppeteers at the very beginning
Yeah.
with Jessa DeJong. That's a good guest to bring on here, honestly. I would reach out to her.
Yeah.
But we did that at the very beginning. And then I remember I was a shepherd boy. That was my title for the first song. We had like mini solos. And I remember I sang to, I think her name was Yoli. Is that right?
Yolanda.
Yolanda. Yes. I sang to her and I sang "Good Day." And that was it. That was my solo. Tee-hee. But yeah, no, that was the first show back when I want to say I was 8 or 9. And what's funny is, it's not funny, but it's like crazy, is I was going through puberty then. So Randy thought I was like 13, 14, and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely like 8 or 9. So and
How long did you go through puberty, Keith?
not that long, but my voice changed when I was like in 7th grade. So like I had this like deep baritone voice and I was like in middle school. And so the boys choir was still like, you know, be able to sing these really high notes. And I'm down here like, like cannot, it's not happening, Miss Godfrey. I think that was her name. It's not happening, sis. So yeah, I guess I just went through it for at a very early age. And I always just was considered older than I was because of my lower voice.
Randy, that was a theme of your theater company career, is Randy always casting you in slightly age inappropriate?
I was in a production of Chicago at the theater company at like 16 years old.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Sweet Charity.
Sweet Charity, I was like 13, I'm pretty sure.
Oh no. Oh no.
But
Well,
but here's the thing, like I was able to be in those shows and I feel like I was very mature for my age, so it all worked out.
What did your parents think of that?
Well, like all of the older shows, like Sweet Charity in Chicago, my sister auditioned as well. So it was like, okay, your sister's with you, like, no biggie. Well, Chicago, my sister didn't get cast in the show. It was just me. So thank God I was able to drive, because there was a time like when I was doing shows at the theater and like my parents would drop me off and then I would be one of the kids that's like left behind, that like mom and dad are still not there yet. So thankfully I was at the age where I could drive home after rehearsal, but I was definitely like one of the first to leave because I was like, there's some mischief that's going to happen after this rehearsal that I cannot be allowed at. So
I wasn't allowed either.
you were not, Adrienne, not at all.
I'm
So,
still not allowed, so.
True.
Yeah.
You're totally allowed, Cynthia and Rodney. Dana, questionable.
He's usually starting the mischief.
That's true. Honestly, that's true.
So, Keith, tell us a little bit about what you do, what you're doing these days.
So I'm currently working at 2 different jobs. I help run a local restaurant here in town called Mad Taco. We're really well known for our margaritas, which I'm sorry I'm not sponsored tonight, but here's my product for the evening. It's a Mad Taco mix with tequila in it. It's blood orange flavored.
Oh,
That's what I'm drinking tonight. Yeah. Anytime, sis. Anytime. I have been working there since 2016 sporadically, but since I've been back home in College Station, I'm back there and I'm back at help running the restaurant. And then just recently, I started working at the Village in Downtown Bryan as a barista under our lovely Christy Petty, who's been a guest and a co-host on this lovely show. And she's been so gracious in letting me work there as well as just like another form of income. So it's been really fun. I love what I do. I get to meet people every single day, and it's great. It's a great place to be, both jobs.
So, but you have just recently, this is kind of a detour of your path, right?
Yes.
So what have you just finished up and that
Let
you
me grab my
started,
drink because this is going to be a drink story. So back in February, I started training to become a flight attendant in the footsteps of my lovely mother and also former guest, Kate Mitchell. We have kind of determined we have the same life. I'm just like a shadow of her, following in her footsteps. And so back in February, I started flight attendant training, and then I graduated in March. And I graduated and was based in New York City, which was amazing. That was my number one choice whenever I went to training, and I was so happy that I got it. And then the world exploded. So I was living in New York, and it was like pretty much a ghost town. Like, you couldn't go see shows. You couldn't really go anywhere because everything was shut down. Everything was closed. And the only things that were open were essential places like grocery stores, restaurants, etc. So it was like you couldn't really do anything. So then I started in March, and then April 10th, I was told that we weren't flying for the whole month. So I came back to College Station for a little bit. And then in May, the same news occurred again. And we were like, weren't allowed to fly anymore. So I went back in June, and I flew until August 30th, I want to say. And then I was furloughed October 3rd. So it's been a journey. Thank you, Rodney, for taking a sip, because it's been a whirlwind. But what's great about being furloughed is that you get to be brought back whenever the demand meets where they need. And so I'm basically on my phone just waiting to hear the call that's saying, we're ready for you now. So that's the good thing. But for now, I'm here and I'm enjoying it. What I missed while being a flight attendant was definitely my community, my friends, my family. It was really hard, like being isolated, it felt like. And so getting to be back home and like getting back into a routine, it's been really nice. And like to do Rocky, for example, was like incredible. Like, who would have thought we would have been able to do this like back in April or March? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So the fact that we were able to do this was like huge for me. So yeah, it's been, like I said, a journey, but like it's honestly been bittersweet in the way where I'm like very happy with the outcome. So
well, selfishly, we are so excited to have you back.
It's
for sure.
It's so great.
So excited to have you back.
So excited. Adrienne, I'm so excited to be here. It's like a boredom, but also like a sexual like.
There's
a lot.
Oh, I mean, this is totally boredom. I'm so bored.
Wow.
So when you were able to be a flight attendant, Kiki, what was your favorite part of that?
Ooh, favorite part, I got to go to the Dominican Republic.
Ooh.
Like, that's the thing about this job is that, like, literally you get to go places that you would never have dreamed of going. And I never thought in my wildest dreams, like, I would be able to go there. It was a very short trip, but my crew was so amazing, like, getting to spend time with them. And, like, they were all, like, relatively younger flight attendants, but not, like, super young to where they had experience. So I got to ask them questions about the job, which I'd always had. And they were super helpful. And it was really awesome to see that, like, that community, you know, is still there, even though there was, like, this pandemic going on. So definitely the Dominican Republic, I would say, was my favorite.
Cool. So Casey Gilbert wants to know if you're still trying to open that crate.
Listen, Casey. So Casey and I played D&D together, and it was our second campaign ever. And we were trying to fight this thing. I don't even remember what it was called, but I basically went this separate direction and tried to open these crates, which later we found out were actually beneficial in helping us. But I literally kept rolling, which, like, D&D, like, it's all about what you roll. And so I kept rolling these really crappy numbers. And so then I couldn't open these crates that had, like, things that were supposed to help us, like, during this battle. And I was so mad with myself. I was like, seriously? And then I died later on. So it was like lose situation. But
maybe you were buried with the crate.
Was
Probably.
it what was in the crate that
they
got
probably
you?
just threw me in the crate and said, bye-bye, we'll see you later.
But it wasn't open, so
It wasn't open, so, you know.
Yeah, you just had to be clutching it. Your character's just clutching it as it's lowered into the ground.
Who else plays D&D with y'all? You and Casey.
Casey, Kate, Madeline McClevish Hughes, who I love, William Shirley, who I also love and I miss dearly. I hope I get to see him soon. And then Andrew Robler is our DM, which is like the person who runs the game. So it's a theater, community, D&D campaign, and it's incredible.
Love you, nerds.
William Shirley's like one of the other nicest people on the planet.
William Shirley is like one of my favorite human beings on this earth.
What was the show?
I love him so much.
What was the show that he was in Rocky? He was the stage manager for Rocky?
Yeah, last year.
You're gonna make me cry, Rodney.
I'm sorry.
I just remember the denim shorts on both of you guys.
Yeah, that should have been the dead giveaway.
And
I couldn't remember if it was Rocky or
his idea to do our mustaches.
I was
Remember
about
we
to
did
say
the handlebars.
the stash. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
They were fantastic.
And then I wore glasses. I had these fake glasses because I don't wear prescriptions or anything. I had these fake glasses that I wore to match him. Sorry.
No, that was just your point. It's okay. You earned it.
It's fine. Thank you. But we like basically had this whole thing, and I actually have a picture like hanging in my room of us because that was such a fun time. I love that.
Is it the one of you posed around
the cage or like the scaffolding? Yes.
That was
so good.
That was good.
It was really good.
Well, the lovely Carrie Kemp would like to know what's your favorite role that you've taken on at TTC, whether it's on stage or behind the scenes. What's been your favorite experience at TTC?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Besides dancing with me.
Always. Are you kidding me? No, my favorite onstage experience, hands down, is Mamma Mia. I have never cried after a show. And I was sobbing in the lobby during the line when people were coming to shake our hands. And I was like, I've never experienced emotion like this before. And this is something that I really enjoy. Like, I really like. And so I was very proud of what we produced and what we did. And it was my favorite show to be in and be on stage for. I think behind the scenes, probably anything that I've done.
Oh my God.
No, not because of me, but like because I got to watch like my friends like perform. Like I have so many great memories of like just watching Frozen Jr. off stage and seeing Lauren Moore sing "Let It Go" every night. I was like, I love theater. You know what I mean? Like it's those moments where you're like, I would not rather be anywhere else in this world than right where I am right now. So behind the scenes, literally like anything where I got to like see the show and like be behind the scenes and like still feel part of it, but like just be watching my friends is great. Yeah, those two, I would say like for sure on stage though, Mamma Mia hands down was like my absolute favorite.
So Amanda Doc, who was in Mamma Mia, sent me some snaps of on the year anniversary that I hadn't seen before. It was behind the scenes, and it was all of you guys doing the vocals behind the scenes, like, and it made me tear up too, because the vocals sounded so amazing, and the audience didn't get to see that, but people were popped all around the theater singing those vocals, and they really made it more ABBA-esque, you know.
Like
and
Dancing Queen was always the number where it was like everybody felt like they were truly like a part of the show, because even though like the ensemble and us weren't like on stage, we were still like just belting our hearts out to these songs, because it's like they had such strong meanings to us and like this family that was being created. It was just, yeah, it was
when
very
that
well
song
done.
would come on, I would run like half dressed down that hallway to get to the group to sing Dancing Queen with everyone. Like,
yeah,
it was such an experience. It was such an experience. I really enjoyed it.
It was such an experience.
You know,
we all wish that you would have completed dressing.
And everyone was like, "Why is Dana not wearing a shirt?"
You know, most shows are supposed to have that aspect of background singing, but y'all know how difficult it is to get people to be where they're supposed to if it's not on stage.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Mamma Mia was a very rare exception with a cast that was like, no, this is serious. We have to be there. I would say Mamma Mia and Rock of Ages are and like
Rock of Ages for sure. Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh.
You had to be there because the show was not the same without all the background vocals. It just wasn't.
It really
the same.
isn't. I mean, like those songs are so prevalent that like if you don't do them justice, it's like it's bad on you. You know what I mean? Yeah.
No, and yeah, the show would have suffered. Also, love to Tyler and Taylor because they like my hair.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Okay, Jessica Lemons has a question for you, and I fully support this and will fund it. If we make you a Kiki's Delivery Service shirt, will you wear it?
Yes, absolutely. I joked. I feel like I've joked about that a lot. I'm like asking people, hey, do you want anything from this place? Do you want anything from here?
Right?
Can I get you anything? I don't know. I feel like my love language, like when I give to people, it's gifts. Gifts is like, I don't know what it is, but like food or presents or drinks or anything, I'm always like, what do you want? I got you. I'm heading there right now.
And not even just present, but like your presence, because like you are the person who will always be there to help. Like you always want to know how you can help.
Absolutely. And even if it's like very minimal, I'm like, okay, here you go.
But yeah, I would support your delivery service.
Listen, someone come up with a design. I'll provide the funding. We'll make it happen. We could start some Diva Dads merch.
We can get, Josie. Hey, is Josie there right now?
Yeah, would you like me to get her?
I do have two things I would like to discuss with her. Like, don't rush, but yeah.
Whenever she's available.
It's Dana's turn anyways.
Yes, so... So I know that you had an a cappella career in college.
Oh, yes, I did.
And you sang on stage with several people that are in the theater. Am I correct?
Correct.
So could you tell us about your a cappella collegiate career?
Ooh, this is a good question. So I did a cappella in college. I was in a few different groups. The one that I'm probably most known for is Swaram a cappella. It's a South Asian fusion a cappella team. And so we combine like Indian music.
But like, how did you end up there? I've never known how you ended up.
You never known?
No.
Honestly, so the first time I was introduced to it was in high school. One of the groups from A&M came and performed for our choir. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing ever. And so when I knew that I was going to A&M, my friend Kate, who was already a student there, was telling me about this group, Hardcore Dynamics, which had came and performed in my high school. And she was like, yeah, I auditioned, but it's like super difficult to get into. And I was like, okay, well, I love to sing, so like at least I'll try out. And so I ended up making the group, and it was really amazing. And that was like my first introduction to it. And so I did that for like several semesters, and then I joined this all-guy group, which was really cool. And then I ended up doing my last group, which was Forum. So yeah, my introduction to it though was through high school, like in high school. And then obviously I saw Pitch Perfect, and I was like, oh my God, I love this
100%.
so much. So
It
yeah.
suits you so well.
I'm like such a pop boy. Like we always joke about my expressions like I'm a cheerleader, because I'm always like I always like whenever I'm dancing, Adrienne has to be like, Keith, you're not a cheerleader. Like you need to calm the expressions down. You're very excited right now.
Giuseppe, what's up?
Linguini.
Pasta. It's so good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
I have two questions.
Yeah.
Did you receive my Facebook message?
I did. Sorry.
Okay. No, don't apologize. Is it being discussed amongst the TTC teens?
Yes.
Excellent. The other thing is, how do you feel about updating the logo?
I mean, not that I have been working on it already.
Okay, Josie, we need a Kiki's delivery service logo to start putting on shirts. I'm making that decision for the dads and Adrienne. So there you go.
Perfect.
I love
We'll
that
sell
hair, by
this
the
merch.
way.
Thank you.
You look so good.
Yeah, shout out to Kira from Frayed Hair Lab. She's the person I trust to take me in every direction.
Is this the first time you've not had like a color in your hair? Like it's just
it's purple.
It's actually a deep purple that's gonna fade to a light purple. Yesterday it was like this caramel cotton candy, and that it actually looked normal, and I could tell she didn't like it. And she says, okay, well, go home, take a couple days and let me know what you think. And I texted her last night and said, is it weird that I don't feel like me with brown hair anymore?
Right? Yeah.
I don't like it. So I went in at 7:30 this morning and she did this.
Oh, good. It looks amazing. It looks so good.
She's amazing. Well, thank you, Josie.
No problem.
I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
Oh. Love that girl.
Thanks, Rodney.
Yeah, I was just I was thinking about her when you said you were crying at the end of Mamma Mia, because there was nobody crying as hard as Josie at the end of Mamma Mia. Like
that was where I was introduced to you guys.
Yeah.
Because I'd seen My Fair Lady, but I wasn't involved at all. I just like was an audience member, and so yeah, that was the first time I met you guys. And
When did you first meet Mike?
That's a good question. I saw him in Rock of Ages. What was his first show?
Sweeney.
I saw him in Sweeney, but I wasn't like I was an audience member for that too. I don't think we were in
Fiddler?
anything together until Mamma Mia.
Yeah, because you didn't do Fiddler, but you were around.
I guess helped carry.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
So I was there, but like that was such a huge cast. So like
No, it's 50-something people.
Yeah, that was huge. Yeah, it was a
And
huge
Mike
group.
was
But, oh my
pretty-
God, one of the best shows though. Jesus.
But Mike was pretty nondescript in Fiddler, so
He was
it's no
the bad
wonder you
guy.
don't remember. Oh, I didn't remember.
You know that
Right.
we can hear you, Cynthia. I don't know if you.
All right, Rodney.
All right. So, what is the best and worst thing about living in the bitch barn?
Are we allowed to say bitch right now?
I mean, I just said it. I was gonna say hen house because that's how I usually refer to it. But
Wasn't that what it was supposed to originally be?
I wanted to call it the hen house because of the Music Man, the pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little. But Taylor was offended because that's what we used to call the house out in Welburn that had Stephen and Dominic and
Ezra.
Travis. Yeah.
Oh.
That was the hen house, and she did not like being compared to the hen house. And I don't know how Bitch Barn is better, but that was the term that was embraced.
It was. What was the question though about it?
What's the best and worst thing about living there?
The best part is the fact that I get to live here. Like, with everything that's gone on this year, I'm so lucky to be back in Bryan, College Station, Texas, and like living in this house. It's so amazing. The worst part, I feel like mine's like not rated PG-13.
We can take it to After Dark if you feel.
We can answer that at After Dark.
Yes, we
because
But you're in a bigger room now. You're in. So you've
I
got
am. I have
this-
my own bathroom, you guys. Do you know how long it's been? It's been a while.
I know that part of the maybe annoying part is the last time I went there, I went to go get some makeup done by your roommate Taylor, and she came out and she shut the door behind her, and we were talking, and then she was like, I think I just locked myself out of the house. And sure enough, she had locked herself out of the house. And so then she was calling you, and we were able to get in through a back door, but you came out in a towel. Like, I was about to open the door just like this. So
I was like, here's the thing. This is how you're going to get me. So
it's got to be
literally, I had like just gotten out of the shower. Oh my gosh.
Got to be on
and
the
the
list.
thing is like in this household, that is normal. That is a normal thing. Like, someone gets locked out and one person like goes to do something. It's like,
I was gonna say, I feel like that's a recurring theme because I know Weston or David got locked out a few times too.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've never gotten locked out, thank goodness. But I'm also gonna knock on wood. So
I got locked out of my house not that long ago and destroyed my Victoria's Secret credit card getting back in.
Oh no, that's kind of like a good and a bad thing. Like, it's
fine.
It like cuts off the temptation of like going to Victoria's Secret, but like also,
who's really tempted? But the reason why I couldn't get the spare key from my brother's house is because my dad had borrowed my spare key and brought it back to my house.
Oh no.
So it was here.
Dad, come on.
Yeah, I'm going to bed.
Well,
Oh my
Keith,
gosh.
inquiring minds want to know, you worked with Randy several years. What's your favorite memory of working with Randy?
Oh my gosh. You know what's so funny, because Kate said it during Kate Cries. So in Jesus Christ Superstar, I had to wear this black bodysuit. And y'all, here's the thing. I will do anything for the theater. I will wear whatever you give me. But those bodysuits just were not flattering to anyone. Like, it didn't matter how in shape you were. Everything was out. Everything was, you could see it all. And so every night I would wear that bodysuit. And there was one time during notes, I think it was like during Tech Week, where Randy goes, he said, Keith, and I go, oh gosh, what did I do? He goes, I really enjoyed what you did when they were untying Derek from da-da-da-da-da. You were like really good at making sure like the distraction wasn't on them untying him. And so I just wanted to say, great job. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I thought I was in trouble, honestly. And to see that he was like happy with what I was doing, because I wasn't like directed to do that. I was just kind of doing it on the side. Like, seeing that he recognized just those small pieces of like the show, because what I was doing was very minimal to like the actual production of Jesus Christ Superstar. If you haven't seen it before, I highly recommend watching the live version because it's insanely incredible.
Our version.
But
We've got it.
Oh,
we have both. The
Really?
one with Brody and then the one that we did with you and with Zach Reeves.
oh my gosh, y'all watch that show. It's so amazing and powerful. And even like our production, like the casting is so well done. Like, y'all,
It's Derek Lee's birthday today.
no way.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Derek. If you ever watch this, I hope you do. But yeah, no, I would say that's probably my favorite memory, just because like something as simple as that, he recognized and he wanted to acknowledge, like during, you know, something like that, where he could have just easily just said like, hey, you know, good job. Like, he made it known to like everybody in the ensemble. So that was really cool. Randy was always really great at giving compliments and like always being super complimentary of his cast, like when they were doing a really good job.
So your other tormentors were David Manuel and John
James
McCullough
Cho.
and James Cho. Okay.
Oh, I
Yeah,
couldn't remember
that was-
James. Okay.
Was that James's first show, or was Les Mis his first show?
No,
Les
Les
Mis was
Mis.
his first show.
Okay, Les Mis was his first show. Yeah, because I knew that at that time James was new to the theater, but I hadn't done shows in like years. So like when I came back, I was like, people didn't know who I was, and I was like, oh, tee I did shows a long time ago.
So you got to wear the bodysuit again in Little Mermaid. And when we did your number for Rain on Me, I said, wear whatever you want. We'll make t-shirts. I don't care. And you said, let me go find that bodysuit.
Because here's the thing. I've worn that bodysuit twice. Ain't nobody else gonna wear that bodysuit. Like, or they're not gonna wear it as well as I did. So
There's a point.
I wanted in Rain on Me for people to know that I still could wear that bodysuit and be fierce. Honey.
You and Catherine, you still got it.
Catherine's got that and some. She is so talented.
Also, speaking of Catherine, she just pointed out that you pulled a mic, Keith. Your first show with Mike was Rocky Horror in 2018.
Oh, I guess that was before Mamma Mia.
Rocky 3, right?
Yeah.
But technically, I wasn't in the show. I was like I was stage managing it.
No,
so,
Rocky
like,
3. You were with the Ari ponytail.
Oh,
and the black and
I
gray
had the
jacket.
Ari ponytail. Oh my gosh.
You were a phantom in our Crushed Velvet Rocky 3.
I'm so sorry, Mike. Please know that I love you and I cherish you.
Do you?
It's fair play. He forgot what first show he was in with everyone, didn't
With
he?
everybody.
Yeah.
He forgot the
And-
first show he was in for himself, too.
And he's at the craps table right now, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It's fine. He's fine. Everyone's fine.
So we're talking about all these different roles that you've done. Is there a role you haven't done yet that is like a dream role that you'd like to do?
Oh, that's a good question. Here's the thing. If they were to do an all-male 6, bye. See you later. I'm going on tour. Like, you hate to see it. And honestly, I would play any of them because I just love the music in that show. And just like the vibe is very much like we're at a concert. It's like a pop concert, you know what I mean? So it's like very much like my favorite type of genre to sing and perform. So I would say if that happened for sure. But like, I guess in reality, I would love to do the Lion again. I was the Lion in The Wizard of Oz back in high school, my senior year. And initially, like, I was like very unsure about it. I didn't think that like that was like the role for me. I thought I was going to be the Scarecrow.
I did too.
What's that?
I said I did too.
I know. I was very confused. And so when they cast me as the Lion, I was like, okay, but it ended up being so much fun. And I got to like play it up tremendously, which is perfect for my personality because I feel like I'm already like super over the top and goofy. No. But it was so much fun. I would love to do that again. Also, I played Jesus in Godspell. That was super cool too. Like I did that through my church, and I didn't even know like the impact of Godspell until afterwards, like when I was out of high school and got to like see it and read about it. And I was like, wow, this show like really was prevalent, you know, back in the day. And so I would love to do that again. That was like another role that I really, really enjoyed as well. But yeah, those two, I would say I would reprise those and then do an all-male 6.
I would watch that.
I would too.
I don't know what I would be though, like because there's like all of them are so good.
Okay, who would your other men be? So obviously Tyler Lewis.
Oh, Tyler
He's
Lewis
still
is.
Catherine of Aragon.
Yeah, there's no replacing him at all whatsoever. From like our community or like in general?
Our community, but also can Brandon be Anne of Cleves because Get Down? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I think I would be, because like if I were to put myself in it, I think I would be the Ariana Grande Catherine.
Okay.
Or what were you thinking?
You're Anne Boleyn. Hello.
Really? Okay, I've been singing that song a lot for like karaoke fun in my car, and that's such a fun song.
I could also see you as Catherine Howard as the Shadanian one.
Oh
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
All you want to do.
I would. I'm trying to think of like people from past shows too. I'm like trying to go back in my vault. Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I would.
We can continue in Dads After Dark and take suggestions too.
Let me think about it, but I'll cast myself as Boleyn just because Adrienne said she would she would watch it.
Also, we have a correction from Taylor Christensen that the best part about living in the Bee Barn right now is that you're using her ring light.
Yes, I want to give a huge shout out to Taylor Christensen right now. She made my bed and she provided me this ring light. So huge shout out to her. Thank you so much for making me look even better.
I honestly thought you were in a hotel because your bed looks so perfect. Like,
thank you. Literally all her.
It's very Erica Jane expensive. Like it looks like a
Do you like this
music
comforter?
video. Yes.
It's really nice. It's like I'm giving you ASMR vibes.
I love it. Love it.
Okay, so Keith, the world seems to be skipping Thanksgiving this year and going straight to Christmas. Like everyone is ready we're decorated.
We're doing it in our household too, so yes.
I love it. So what's on your Christmas list? Like top 2, 3 items on your Christmas list?
Great question. I would love to go to a beach. I would love to get a trip to the beach and just go lay out in the sun and in the water. So it doesn't have to be in the US, it can be international, but a trip somewhere would be terrific. I would like to pay off all my bills. Is that a Christmas gift?
Yeah.
I feel like people, like I want to say it was a meme, but like somebody was like unwrapping presents and it was like, the gift was, I'm paying your something bill, and like the girl was upset about it, but I was like, if somebody gave that to me, I'd be like, thank you. Because bills are not cheap and COVID is a real thing with jobs. So the last thing though, I would say some sort of gaming system. My roommate Weston got a PS5 and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of jealous because it's really nice. And I've always been a fan of gaming, but I never owned like something really nice before. The nicest system I ever owned was like the original Xbox, like not anything recent, like probably when I was like in elementary school. That was like the highest quality I ever got. So I would say a good gaming system would be nice as well.
Yep.
Does he let you play it?
No, but like I don't necessarily want to play because I know I would suck. Like I'm just aware of that. But I enjoy watching for sure. I'm more of like a gaming fan versus like an actual player.
So like Paul.
Pretty much.
I think
Oh my
okay,
goodness.
Dad/Cynthia, do y'all have any other specific questions for Kiki before we move on?
I've got some for After Dark, but
Uh-oh.
I'm scared. Wait, what? How many do you have?
So Keith, the floor is yours for Dear Daddy. Do you have any questions for our 2 dads and Cynthia?
Ooh, I do. If you could go back in time and relive any of your growing up, like, so whether it's your teens, whether it's your college years, whatever it might be, what would it be and why?
Ooh.
And keep it
They're
the
all
same.
puzzled. They're all confused.
Keep it the same or change it.
Either one.
Those are two very different questions.
I've got
though.
one for after dark, but
Okay, for this show, what would you go back just to like revisit? Not necessarily relive, but revisit.
College would definitely be mine. College was the most fun.
Would you drink more or less?
Oh, way more.
Oh my gosh.
And earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to say college, but I would drink way less.
Oh.
I if I could do it over again, I don't know. I wouldn't change anything. I mean, it's who I am today, you know. But there were a lot of crazy things we did in college. Oh, those crazy guys. But lots of fun. When you're in Austin, I mean, going to college, there's so much to do and mischief to get into. So.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah.
Cynthia?
For me, it would be the last 2 weeks of my senior year because there were 4 of us that just hung out, and the way you did it, you didn't have to go your last 2 weeks. So we'd go to the river every day in Northern California, and we would just we'd camp, we'd do all these things. It was just, that was like a perfect, no worries. You were already into college, like you were done. It was just perfect. So those 2 weeks.
Keith, any other questions for the dads?
Nope. I can't wait to see what you guys have to ask me in After Dark because I'm very curious. I'm scared.
Dads, do you have any dear young person questions for Mr. Kiki from the block?
Ooh,
I do.
that is true.
Can you please explain to me this romper that you're wearing? I don't understand.
It's a romp him.
It's a romp.
It's a romp him, and I will show you the tag, Dana, because you're gonna be like, no, that's not what it's called.
He's a bird.
You see this tag?
Yes. Does it really say romp him?
So
Take a step
basically
back.
What it is,
Mhm.
I'm standing up for you because that's what you asked. It is one piece. These are buttons, so it's like the shirt, and then this is the zipper. This is like where you zip up for your shorts or whatever. But it's all one piece, so it's connected right here. You see?
Didn't Luis make these for Mamma Mia?
He did, but this is not the one he made. The ones that he made are like up to here and do not have the sleeves on them. And mine is also very pink. Like this is pink, but his is like hot pink. So
I have a question about that for after dark about
oh my
the
gosh,
wearing
what?
of that.
See, this for women, rompers are very dangerous because you cannot go to the bathroom without completely disrobing.
Guys, you can go with this with all of this on. You can still use the restroom.
Yeah, it's got the zipper on it. But
Yeah.
I learned that at Rocky. Like in between shows, I was like, or right before one of the shows, I went to the bathroom and I was like, somebody else was in there, which if nobody was in there, then I probably would have just been like, fine. But somebody else was in there. And so I went to the urinal and I looked down and I was like, son of a, I'm gonna have to take this whole thing off. And I was like, you know what?
Welcome to our world.
Yeah, all of my years of being a teacher have paid off. I'm just gonna hold it for the next like 4 hours because I can do that.
No,
Oh
as
my
a
gosh.
female in the show, as a female, you have to stay hydrated, but you also have to be careful because you have tights and Spanx and layers. And in Rocky, a
That's
corset.
what happened for the midnight show. Beth went to go use the restroom and she had so many layers on that we started the show and I was at the sound system praying to God that she made it back before we started because I was like, I don't know how to work this thing, but she was using the restroom and she had so many layers.
Yeah.
That's why like it took her a second to get back. So
Then you add a mic pack that's suddenly tangled in the corset and all these things, and it is a dangerous thing.
so dangerous.
Any other dear young person questions?
So Keith, I don't know if you know, I'm a TikTok sensation now.
Yeah.
Oh, I am very well aware, madam.
And there's a TikTok dance that I can't do that I feel like you could demonstrate really well.
Is it the one I did today with Adrienne?
Yes, I think so. It's this one. Is that the one you guys did?
We did it.
We did it.
I feel like you could twerk really well at the end. Could you? In
So,
that romper.
Let
I
me
feel
show
like
you really fast. Let me just scoot back here. Can you see me?
Yep.
I can see you. Not the
Okay, are you
grandpa
ready?
version. I don't want the grandpa version. I want the young kids version.
Okay, well, my shirt is pretty well unbuttoned, so I think I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Here we go. How was that? That was good, right?
That'll get you at least 12 views.
Oh, thank you.
It's been a while since we've had someone perform on Diva Dads. That was thrilling.
Yeah,
That was
thank
awesome.
you.
Actually, in that outfit, that was very thrilling. So thank you.
Thank you. It's all one piece. So
Yeah, and Keith, if that romper went all the way to
Romp
the
him.
romp him went all the way to the floor, you're dressed exactly like my grandfather.
I was
So,
just about to say that. My grandfather wore those all the time. That's all he wore.
like all the time. Just put
There
on a
you go.
cowboy hat and you're Homer. That's who you are.
oh my gosh.
But you'd have to be drinking a lot of whiskey. Anyway, he did love his whiskey. All right, so I think next we have our Jennifer Riley fun fact of the week. So Adrienne, roll that beautiful bean footage.
Oh God.
Hi there, Diva Dads. I hope you all are doing well. This is Jen Riley, your fun fact correspondent. So as we know, next week is Thanksgiving, and one way that people celebrate is going on turkey trots, which is basically like a 5K run. And I found out that Dallas, Texas actually holds the Guinness World Record for the largest gathering of people dressed as turkeys, thanks to their 2011 turkey trot. So now I'm curious, how do you all celebrate Thanksgiving? I'm very excited for this week's episode, and I look forward to seeing y'all soon. Talk to you later.
Good question.
I don't know, man. I'm with Cynthia. I want to skip everything and go to Christmas. We talked about going camping this year for Thanksgiving, but I don't think that's panning out. It's got a head shake though. There's literally no place to camp in Texas apparently.
That can't be true.
That meets his standards.
Oh, okay.
Not your mom.
You could go to San Angelo. I hear nobody wants to go
Oh
there.
my
That
God.
place is a crap hole.
I've never done a turkey trot. I've tried to convince them to do it with me a couple years ago, but we've never actually done it.
I haven't either.
That sounds like too much work. I typically, in the past like 3 or 4 years, I typically have to work at Santa's Wonderland like I do this year. So it frequently impedes a lot of my Thanksgiving celebration. So like we switch holidays between my parents and Mandy's parents. This year, Mandy's parents have Thanksgiving. And so if this is like it was 2 years ago, then I will somehow find my way to Dallas and I will wake up and we will kind of watch Mandy's mom make Thanksgiving lunch. And then about 12:30, I'll be like, I got to go because I have to be at work at 3:45. And she's like, it's not going to be ready until 1:30. You just need to not work. So then I leave and I stop at Whataburger and grab my Thanksgiving Whataburger and drive the rest of the way home so that I can be here for Santa's Wonderland. So that's typically my Thanksgiving. Yeah, that's what I do.
My grandmother forces us to be at her place.
That is the saddest thing I've ever heard.
So sad.
This year,
A lot of sad things tonight.
my
little thundercloud to come floating over his head.
My sister and
I just
her
stopped myself
husband.
because I literally, that was too much for me.
My sister is married to a guy that was my drummer in one of the bands I was in, and him and I are great friends, and so it's gonna be cool to get to see him again. I mean, my sister too, and my nieces that are 18 months apart. They're crazy, so it'll be fun.
That sounded very judgmental. We're 18 months apart. Like you people can't like take a break.
Get a TV. I don't know. So
Keith, your roommate apparently knocked to try to say hi. I don't know if you heard that or not.
I did not, but it's okay. She knows that I'm.
oh, and I will have my son tomorrow actually going to get him. So I'm stoked. Zane.
Yay!
Yeah.
Also, thank you to Jennifer Riley, not just for your fun fact, but like she was our entire film crew for Rocky.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it was amazing.
She did a great job.
Yep.
She was always moving. She was doing something at all times.
And I know how stressful that was.
Yeah.
Pausing, unpausing, muting, unmuting, and she and Beth were amazing together. So thanks you both.
For reals.
Cynthia, did you say what you're doing for Thanksgiving?
I am Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is a big deal for me. Like I
100%.
love watching the Broadway performances at that. So
We'll see how that goes this year, huh?
yeah, I read that they're still doing
They're
some
performing.
performances. So that's important. Like my dad was military, and I remember we lived in Germany, and he knew it was a big deal for me to see the Broadway performances, and it wasn't airing there. And he would manage to get a radio TV. Like, I don't even know what that is. And I remember watching on a screen this big, those Broadway performances. So that's like the only thing that makes Thanksgiving for me. So I'm looking forward to that.
Oh,
Those
Awesome.
radio TVs were so cool.
It was,
Those things.
I remember those. Yeah.
Yeah. I love
There's
them.
two other so Randy used to always talk smack about the Macy's Thanksgiving Day performances. And so even the last Thanksgiving when he was in the hospital, I still have the text conversations because I don't remember what shows were up there, but he was like, well, this is boring. Can't believe they're doing this one. This is probably going to get nominated. He had a lot of things to say. But the other Thanksgiving tradition for all theater people is the turkey lurkey from Promises. Yeah.
Yep.
It's turkey lurkey time. Don't shake your head.
What? Was I shaking my head out loud?
Yeah,
Sorry.
very aggressively. It's the most animated I've seen you all night.
He's been sleeping with Prince.
If that ain't a
Brian
diva
tonight.
burn, I don't know what is.
I'll let her put it in post.
Any final message, any final words for your theater company family who may or may not be watching, including from the other room?
Well, thank you so much for everybody who has watched this episode. It's been great to go down memory lane again, and I love each and every one of you guys.
We love you too, Kiki.
we love
right.
you.
Thank you so much for joining our show this evening. We will
Absolutely.
be moving now into After Dark. I'm excited for that piece because I've got some questions for you. And
Oh, gosh.
you can follow us on.
Parker, I'm sorry in advance, okay, buddy? I'm sorry. Your son is going to be so nice and perfect after this episode, I'm sure.
Literally the fifth word you said when you got on here today.
Here's the thing. I didn't know I was live. So what you see is what you get, okay? So
We love you, Kiki. Thank you again.
love you guys.
So we'll be moving to After Dark. Visit us at www.ttcdivadads.com, and you can select however you choose via social media to
You don't have to, do
watch
that.
us.
You don't
TikTok.
do that.
You can check us out on Facebook.
I'm
whatever.
selecting all of the options.
We did
right
last
now.
week. Just got accepted for podcast on Pandora, which is a huge thing. We're excited. So plenty of ways to find us on Facebook and find all the ways you can listen to us or watch us. Thank you again. You guys have a great evening. Bye-bye.